We're back! Woo! How's everyone doing? Sorry, I don't want to nudge this because this is a really sensitive cable. Don't. I always have issues the second I fucking... Okay, I'm just not gonna touch it. Okay. So I think I posted part 1 to the Grimes Iceberg series about like a year ago. I really feel like there's not much to say other than just like... starting. Before we get like started on like the official iceberg, I want to like insert my own like iceberg entry here that I believe is important to talk about when it comes to the future entries context, as well as how I did research for the series. Research. I could just call this phenomenon that's happening the Grimes fandom civil war. I'm just gonna make it easy by using the subreddit names to generalize both sides. So Reddit is one of the primary places where I sourced information for this series, but you guys know how icebergs work. It gets increasingly difficult to find information as you go down, and a lot of the entries are kind of tinfoil hatty, so to say. It's gotten increasingly difficult to find unbiased information as we go down the list on some of these like speculatory entries. This is mainly because there are 2 big active fan communities. I'm just gonna put actually fan communities in quotations. r/Grimes and r/Grimes, which is a subtle and clever nod to her old social media handles before she was big enough to just be @Grimes. So r/Grimes spelled the normal way is the general normal moderated fan community. And r/Grimes is the unmoderated community that was created in retaliation to the r/Grimes mods removing any criticism or negative media about her. It's also the forum she's talking about in this tweet. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, this is a great generalization because there are normal people on both sides who just get drowned out by weirdos. For the sake of the entry, let's just say that r/Grimes believes she's Satan, and r/Grimes has their collective head shoved really far up her. Actually, I take it back. I think they're starting to feel the burn as well. I don't blame them. God, we're all tired. So, I don't think you guys understand how much I really do need to preface this. There are entries whose information can only be found on one forum or the other. And for the most part, the people spreading information and engaging the discussion are like super biased, and you can immediately tell by the way that's typed whether they like or dislike Grimes. The divide in her fandom reputation started around 2018 because of you know who. The explanation behind a lot of entries is you know who. It's important to note that Elon Musk is such a big, influential figure that any person he's involved with is going to get implicated in conspiracy theories and violently envied by those weirdos who actually pay for Twitter Premium. And then we go down to the problematicness of all of this. In August 2023, a Twitter account called Grimes Hate popped up to document some really outlandish and extreme behavior by people in the Grimes subreddit. Grimes replied to one of their posts. "Thanks for documenting this. It's been terrifying all of us for a long time. Reddit won't respond, so I'm not sure what recourse we have left. Much appreciate your help collecting this. It's hard for me to look at, so I haven't had the time." Followed by a separate tweet, @Reddit support. "Hey, an unmoderated sub has been harassing and stalking me, my friends, and my family for years. They have recently started attacking fans who started documenting the behavior. Reddit has a policy of not responding to artists, and we've been unable to get in touch with anyone despite dozens of attempts. This behavior isn't allowed on other platforms. They're threatening to start doxing people at midnight tonight. Will you please help us?" Immediately following this, a very lengthy post by user Mountain Opposite shoots to the very top of the Grimes subreddit. I don't know what this person would sound like. I'm just gonna use like a robot voice. "Grimes, you liar. I am not going to mince words in my post title. Saying Claire." Oh yeah, they call her Claire, by the way. Trying to get personal, I guess. Oh wait, that's me. I'm just like, why are they saying that? Oops, okay. My ADHD is so bad. Saying Claire is lying about this subreddit is not libelous or defamatory. It is simple fact. She is telling blatant lies to a much broader audience than we possess on the small Reddit of 3.2k, now 5k, so let's lay it all out for any new visitors. Lies. Claire claims that this subreddit has been harassing and stalking her friends and family for years. This subreddit was created 10 months ago on October 5th, 2022, in response to heavy-handed censorship on her official subreddit. This subreddit is not unmoderated, it is as lightly moderated as possible, but we consciously honor Reddit's terms of service and content policy. Harassment and threatening and aggressive behavior is not tolerated. We've only ever had to permaban one person for this. Ironically, that fan she mentions in her tweet, Alex. We'll get back to them later. We have not doxed anyone on here. One poster has been annoyingly smart in mentioning that she is capable of retaliation after someone else, dox her first, and as far as I know, she communicated this with him on another platform, not via Reddit. I totally forgot I'm just like, what the fuck is AFAC? AFAC? Okay, there's literally like an entire section about like this Alex person or whatever, but I don't want to get into it that much because it doesn't like make that much sense to me. We're in kind of hairy territory here, to be honest, and this bothers me a little. But in terms of personal info, the closest she has come on this board is revealing that he lives in Japan, which doesn't seem specific enough to be actionable, to be honest. He has also revealed himself multiple times. I have reminded users that doxing is not allowed on any sub. Any post doxing anyone will immediately be banned. Claire is trying to get this subreddit shut down and has admitted as such. Claire's claims and attempts to bypass Reddit's traditional processes through her power and connections and her massive Twitter platform are a direct threat to freedom of speech. She is abusing her power and privilege to intimidate both this board's users and Reddit staff into silence. That is not okay. I hate to bury the lead here, but if she ever succeeds, this will be massive. And people should start getting scared about what that means. Notably, Claire is deploying the same language Musk used with Elon Jet, claiming that this subreddit is a threat. She, who has children with one of the richest grifters in the world, claims that subreddit of marginalized people, homeless, trans, disabled, queer, to name just a few users, who used to be fans of her music pre-Musk and are now critical of her politics and affiliations, are a threat to her. The mental gymnastics here is insane. We're not bullying her, she's bullying us. Sidebar, Elon Jet meltdown. I don't want to explain it. It was fucked up. He had a meltdown and basically was just like,
there's somebody doing something very loud on my street right now. Hi guys, it's Marzi from the future, and I'm going to explain to you Elon Jet. So essentially, leaked documents revealed that SpaceX had tried to enroll Elon Musk's private jet in a federal program to prevent it from being tracked, but that didn't work because a college student set up a Twitter account called Elon Jet that tweets like all of his jet locations, and then he had like a public meltdown on Twitter over the Elon Jet account. He literally just like had a meltdown because he forgot to properly implement measures to protect his own jet and then got angry when the thing that he made public is actually public because he's stupid. But they're just comparing the language that she's using in these tweets to the language in the tweets that he used while he was attempting to get the Elon Jet account taken down by being like, doxing, harassment, witch hunt, fucking get this person. So yeah, back to the video.
Alex, you are so lucky I am summarizing all of this for you. From what I'm gathering, and please take all of this according to gossipy hearsay, this person was previously banned on r/Grimes for doxing and harassment. According to the subreddit, they came back on multiple accounts to continuously harass people and defend Grimes and Landau, one of Grimes' problematic friends, we'll get to him later, who they claim to know personally. They then made Grimes hate to, I don't know, try to like edge their way back into the fandom to dox and harass more people. I don't know. There's a lot of discussion about this person apparently being straight up evil. I'm struggling to find anyone who gives like a direct explanation, but they're essentially just trying to say that the Twitter account Grimes Hate isn't a valid source for documenting what goes on in the subreddit because it's ran by a crazy person with a personal vendetta against them. Yeah, I think that's that. So I'm gonna go back to reading it. Holding Claire to account. While we have not been harassing Claire, we have certainly posed questions about her behavior over the 10 months that we have been active. This is a whole other rabbit hole to fall down. Not gonna lie, some of the allegations seem kinda nuts as we try to stick to our minimal censorship ethos. Some wildcards will invariably pass through, and there have been some allegations made based on flimsy evidence. However, our users have also tracked her increasing affiliations with far-right figures, have written brilliant analyses on her reviews, and I personally have vested interest in rebutting any BS she spreads about Russia's invasion of Ukraine, as it is a topic close to my heart. We have been wondering where the new music is loudly and repeatedly, definitely guilty of that. We suspect Claire has been harassing this board's users herself via DM. One former moderator of the official subreddit said, "Claire clearly isn't well and I do not wish to pile on or else I would release my DMs." I've also held back from publishing DMs from an account I suspect to be hers because I believed she was going through something. Now I'm starting to think she's simply a gaping asshole. Yeah, so that's where they stand. Thankfully, I think the original Grimes subreddit has balanced out and they've become a lot less biased, but there was a time that they were definitely very like, Elon Musk fanboy, and it was very annoying. Obviously, I'm just gonna try to get information straight from the source, but we're getting further down to the berg. And some of this stuff is just rumors. Most of this stuff is just rumors. That was expected from an Iceberg series, but don't say I didn't warn you anyways. So now we're on to the real layer 4. Lurked/Mew and 4chan. 4chan is a simple image-based bulletin board where anyone can post comments and share images anonymously. /MU/ is the primary music forum. I couldn't find any information about her having lurked the forum, although she does like to lurk. We'll learn that later. I mean, not that she'd like want to go over there because it's literally a cesspool. It's not all like that bad, but 4chan probably has the worst reputation of any big forum site / like social media platform out there. They just have a reputation for hosting extremely problematic groups of people, you know, like incels, bigots, Nazis, shit like that. 4chan is basically synonymous with just like depraved white guys, idiots, and just like bigots. The worst that you can get on the surface level of the internet. She even has acknowledged that 4chan is very toxic. Musk's hopscotch path to the right in 2022 disconcerted his progressive friends, including his first wife Justine and current girlfriend Grimes. The so-called war against wokeism is one of the dumbest things ever, Justine tweeted that year. When he began texting right-wing memes and conspiracy theories to Grimes, she replied, "Is this from 4chan or something? You're actually starting to sound like someone from the far right." A lesser known fact is that /MU/MU, I don't know how to pronounce it, I don't care, had a one-sided beef with Grimes. Starting background 2012, around the time Visions was blowing up because of her comments about sexism and feminism in the industry. They were outrageously, cartoonishly evil towards her, with no other reason other than we hate women. Apparently, they even campaigned to tank her Metacritic scores by giving all of her albums bad ratings. Jesus. That's all. Oh, and
Raised on 4chan, unleashed upon the fashion world.
this one has been gaining in popularity, so I think it probably should have gone in the third layer, but whatever. Grimes' first project is Get Eye Primes from 2010. Correct? Wrong. It's actually this EP named Lethe from 2007. According to the Grimes wiki, on December 21st, 2014, she made an Instagram post containing a link to her old MySpace account, Grimes Grime. Located the original MySpace in case y'all have any interest in what pre-Get Eye Primes sounded like. LOL warning, it's V sketchy. On the account was 4 tracks: Gloam, Ham Mermaid, The Crazy Doctor, and World Brain. The first track, Gloam, was the only one categorized under the album Lethe, but since all of the songs were made around the same time and collected on her account like this, it's assumed that they're intended to be on the same project. If we're going by Grimes' version of things, Lethe could have 4 artworks based off of the images she embedded on each track on her MySpace. We have this artwork for Gloam, this photo of some creepy Russian dolls for Ham Mermaid, whatever this is for The Crazy Doctor, and this for World Brain. The more fitting and well-known EP artwork is a photo Grimes uploaded to her Flickr page in 2010. Once fans started using the artwork on music databases, it just became known as the official Lethe cover. I think it fits the best. There's also this alien guy that was her MySpace profile photo. Also an acceptable Lethe artwork. The name Lethe in Greek mythology is the daughter of Eris and the personification of oblivion. Lethe is also the name of a river or plain in the infernal regions. Fascinating. Anywho, MySpace is dead, so you can listen to the full EP on SoundCloud. I will link in the description. She wasn't kidding about it sounding really sketchy, but that is the genuine appeal of like pre-2011 Grimes music. If you're a Get Eye Primes fan, this is like the extended edition. Merry late Christmas, Happy New Year. My favorite track is Gloam. Have fun. Okay, so content warning for domestic abuse and emotional manipulation. This entry is not fun. In May of 2020, a post by user ThrowRA_Shift was made to the r/relationship advice subreddit with the title, "My 31 female boyfriend, 49 male, convinced me that we needed to stop talking to my mom. I figured out why and it's messing me up." The body of the post has since been removed, but it's pretty easy to find online. Going to do bullet points so this doesn't get to be 1,000,000 pages long. Also, the title is like the tip of the iceberg, so buckle up, I guess. Also, I've been up since 4 on 2 hours of sleep and my brain is fried all the time, so bear with me, please be nice to me. Together for almost 3 years. got pregnant unexpectedly, had a super difficult pregnancy with many complications, including severe HG, bleeding, finding out that I have a gene mutation that causes pregnancy complications and birth defects. We broke up at the beginning of my pregnancy because he thought I was being dramatic about the HG and refused to take me to the hospital. After I was taken to the hospital and the doctors told him how close to dying I had been, he'd realized he'd been stupid and we reconciled. I was in labor for almost 60 hours. Things didn't process properly. There were complications. I finally had an emergency C-section. Baby was born on Star Wars Day. Recovery has been completely awful for me, and once again, my boyfriend has decided I'm being dramatic because my son is an easy baby. This somehow doesn't cure my continued nausea, pain from having my abdomen opened and then stitched shut, rock-hard boobs, and sleep deprivation, but thanks, I guess. He changes diapers and holds and plays with the baby when he's not working or fucking around on the internet. So the stuff about my mom. Shortly after we reconciled, he and my mom had a disagreement about something. At the time, he told me she was being toxic and trying to meddle in our relationship and that it was better if we ceased communication. He showed me screenshots from his phone that at the time seemed fairly convincing. My mom isn't crazy about him anyway, and she made that no secret when we were separated. So even though I was surprised by the things she was saying, I did believe him, and stupidly felt like it was the right thing to do to make things work with him. It bothered me that he was constantly asking me if I had been talking to her and that he was paranoid about it, but I was like, well, what she said was really hurtful. Basically that he was abusing me, but I was too stupid to see it, and that she was gonna come and take our baby away so he wouldn't have to be raised by him. So I understand. A couple days ago, I overheard him talking about me in a Discord voice chat, basically complaining that I was lazy and useless since I gave birth, and that it was my job, so that I needed to suck it up and do it. I didn't let him know that I had overheard, but I was upset. Later on, we were in the bedroom and the baby was losing his mind and I was having trouble getting him to latch and I was in so much pain and I just started crying and saying I wanted my mom. He snapped at me that my mom had filled my head with feminist garbage my whole life and that's why I was weak and couldn't handle something women had been doing for thousands of years. I was kind of floored. I had never heard him say anything like that before. I told him he needed to leave and go sleep elsewhere because I was really hurt. When he went to work the next morning, I decided to call my mom to see what the hell he was doing on the internet because I felt like that was a logical step to take. I was not surprised to find out he had been on men's rights type websites. If you agree with that, fine, whatever, and was using them to express his frustration that although he thought he'd felt the ideal young partner to have his babies and turn into an ideal housewife, which was so weird to read because I feel like I'm the furthest thing from the housewife type, and I'm not shy about that. I guess my mom has been filling my head with feminist garbage my whole life after all. When we first met, it seemed like we had lots of shared interests and ideas and he enjoyed my independence. But that pregnancy made me gross and useless, and that giving birth made me even worse, saying the only good thing about me is that I had a boy my first go. I was pretty surprised, however, to learn that the original conversation he and my mom had was about his attitude towards me, but had nothing to do with him being abusive, and she never threatened to take the baby. She just suggested to him that if he really loved me, he would support me and be there for me. He told her she'd never speak to me again, and that she'd never meet her grandchild. She forwarded me the conversations. I'm not wrong in thinking this is totally fucked up, right? There's absolutely no saving a relationship like this. I know it seems pretty cut and dry when it's all laid out, but like, I just need someone to give me advice on what to do, where to go from here. Edit. I'm okay, and everything's okay, but I may be quiet, slow to reply while I get some things sorted out. Thank you all for your advice. The little guy's name is Elliot. All of the comments write something along the lines of, you're being abused, get a lawyer and get the fuck out. A few months later, this user returns with an update post. Update. Extricating yourself is hard, but usually it's worth it. My much older boyfriend cutting off contact with family, posting on MRA sites, and various other disasters. I'm sorry it took me so long to write an update to this post. I'm sure people were wondering about things. I still feel kind of dumb writing an update because I think probably people feel like it should be bigger and much more dramatic thing, and it's just kind of, I don't know, but I'm doing it anyway. Also, I'm holding the bay right now, so I can only partially see my screen. 1. I still haven't seen my mom, but I've talked to her. There's a lot of reasons why I haven't seen her. This relationship needs work and healing, but it'll get there. All of this has been a real exercise for me in actual healing and recovery and problem solving and various other things. 2. I should have led with the fact that I'm not living with my boyfriend at the moment, and I would say we're not together. The extrication from someone when you have a kid with them is complicated, but I left with baby about 10 days ago. It took me so long because I believed the things he was telling me because I wanted them to be true. I didn't want to be wrong for one thing, but I also wanted to believe that he could change and we could end up being okay in the end, which was a stupid thing to believe, but I did anyway. I saw good good things in him, and I think good things still exist in him, but people who are poisoned by their own ego and the belief systems of toxic communities can't be fixed by anyone but themselves. I gained insight into what was going on inside his head, and I value that insight, but ultimately I knew it would be better to leave and be my own person, my own space, so I was safe and the baby was safe regardless of what he decides to do or how he decides to approach self-improvement. 3. I started seeing a therapist again to deal with my own problems, things that make me make the choices I made, and the things that might prevent me from making the better choices in the future. Self-improvement is always important, and I reflected and realized that that's something I needed to do because healthy people don't get into situations like that, and even though my trauma wasn't my fault, it's my job to take care of it and take care of this new trauma before it turns into a monster like the old trauma did, and this cycle continues to repeat into infinity. 4. Physically, I'm feeling much better. I had a nasty case of mastitis that got way out of control because the rest of my life was imploding around me, and I had to stop breastfeeding. But the little guy is 7 weeks old. When do you stop counting in weeks? And I sort of feel like a human being again. He sleeps longer stretches, and I think not having the weight of all the stress weighing down on me has really helped me start to feel more normal again. 5. I posted about my situation because I needed help with my situation. It wasn't commentary on anything other than the things I was going through. It's weird that needs clarification, but apparently it does. Okay, another day. Let's pick up where I left off because my camera shut off unexpectedly when I was recording last time. So there are a lot of details about this person that line up pretty perfectly with what we know of Grimes and Elon Musk's relationship. Some people totally do believe that this is Grimes posting from a throwaway, while others are convinced it's like a super elaborate troll faking the whole thing and pretending to be her. Either way, the account is completely dead now, so all we have actually linking Grimes to it are like the many very subtle details that match. I'm not wanting to go over it any more than that, but if this is a real story, then I absolutely hope that this person, possibly Grimes, got away from this guy and has apologized to her mom. True meaning of her tattoos and hair colors. I'm unsure what like true meaning means here, because as far as I know, there's not really any secret or special theories behind any of her tattoos or hair color, besides the funny stories she's told about them. So I'll go over those because they're pretty interesting, so strap in. Starting with her tattoos. So according to the Grimes wiki, she has 44 known tattoos starting in her late teens, 15 of which are either partially covered up or faded. More recently, Grimes has been getting large white tattoos to fulfill the long, slow effort to have a full alien body, gonna be totally covered in white ink / post-human. Most notably, from April 2021, we have this giant abstract back piece by artist Tweaked. She wrote on Instagram, "Full back in white ink by Tweet with some help from alien computer brain of Nusi Quero. Don't have a good pic because it hurts too much and I need to sleep, haha. It'll be red for a few weeks, but they're gonna be beautiful alien scars. Hope everyone's having a good day." Also from Tweaked in 2021, on her 33rd birthday, she got this red butterfly tattoo on her outer right forearm. Grimes' beautiful hand tattoo was done by artist Victor J. Webster in New Zealand in exchange for tickets to her show. In a 2016 interview with Stella McCartney, she said, "I never decide until 10 minutes before I'm getting a tattoo what it's gonna be. I was in New Zealand playing a show and this guy said, 'I'll give you a free tattoo if I can come to your show.' You should have just given him a ticket and said, 'No, you're good. I don't need a free tattoo.' I wanted a free tattoo." Sia explained more than once that this tattoo has special meaning to her. In a since deleted Instagram post, she wrote, "Feeling beautiful despite my many imperfections. Terrible and wonderful moments etched into my skin. Even the most screwed up ones were all done with or by my best friends and they all feel like home."
And what about this? So what is that one about? We were in New Zealand playing a show and this guy was like, "I'll give you a free tattoo. I can come to your show." So I was like, sure.
It's also, according to a 2009 Rolling Stone interview, a tribute / reference to the song Beautiful by Christina Aguilera. She also has this brushwork cross tattoo on her right forearm, which was done in December of 2015 by artist and friend Delphine Noise Toy. On her Instagram, she wrote, "Big streets of paint, so I always remember that I'm an artist. Delphine is a master of this style. I hope to add more specks of paint with her later so that my hands always look good as if I've just been painting and making a mess." And this tattoo is a cover of this decorative cross with an eye in the center. She talks about this tattoo as well with Stella. "I just got a new one. I wanted to cover up a really bad tattoo that I got when I was younger. I'm not religious, but I grew up religious, so it's a comforting image to me." She got the eye cross tattoo around mid-2011 to cover up this faded triangle. Could have possibly been a play button, but I don't know. Another Delphine Noise Toy piece, she got this giant left leg brushwork tattoo in January of 2017 at Love Letters Tattoo Parlor in Los Angeles. She explained on Instagram, "Before the bandage, but after the tat. Delphine pretty much did it freehand over her sketch. Hannah talked to her the whole time so I could focus on their voices and not succumb to the pain. Man, tattoos are such a healing experience though. Always hate my legs because of stupid scars, tats, and brandings from my troubled years, but now I'm just stoked not to have to wear tights all the time." The tattoo spells out the word quiet in Russian. I'm not pronouncing that. Ticho? Ticho?
Тихо.
The brushwork covers an old dagger tattoo on her inner calf. In mid-2013, on her other leg, she got this giant red design with an upside-down crescent moon at the top by artist... that... Runes ribcage tattoo, yet another one from Delphine, late 2016. The runes stand for the letters GPA, GMA. Not sure what it means. If anyone wants to jump in and let me know. In 2022, she got this white ink and under boob tattoo by artist with.co, deactivated Instagram handle, that strikes a line through her runes. Similarly, there's this white chest tattoo done around the same time, which a year later she partially covered with another white tattoo by artist Xenia TTTR on her left collarbone. The text is in Marin, a fictional language of technological communication from science fiction series The Culture by Ian M. Banks. It translates to Techno YX, which are the names of her 3 kids. Very cute. By the same artist around the same time, Grimes posted this right ear tattoo with the caption, "Closest I've come to letting anyone tattoo my face." Left forearm Triforce symbol tattoo. In 2012, she explained to Bullet Media, "The Legend of Zelda was the first video game me and my brothers ever got, so we all got matching Triforce tattoos." In 2017, Grimes got these symbols on her left palm by tattoo artist Grace Neutral. So far, most of these symbols have been unable to be properly identified, aside from the alchemy symbol for the planet Jupiter on her index finger. They're believed to be some kind of alien or elvish sigils, most likely just a cool design with personal meaning to her that she probably created. Left arm heart, classic one, Faye in Russian upper knee tattoo. She posted her own stick and poke of this in September of 2017, self-administered, deep in the Fae. Received a gift of nice professional needles, so I'm opening my tattoo shop where all tattoos are free as long as you're cool. 3 lines behind right ear, only visible in photos where she has an undercut in 2012. Her most recent tattoo, to our knowledge, is this pink ink tattoo from artist Glyphnomancer that she showcases in half completion in a TikTok video from July of 2023. We're doing a speed round for her left hand because she's got a lot. She has the Greek meander on her left index finger, an 8 symbol, an alien head, crescent moon, faded arm chains, a wristband, and pinky finger bands. From an interview to Prefix Mag in early 2012, I have a Greek meander that is often mistaken for a square wave on my finger, very telling of the times, an alien head because I believe in aliens, an 8 because it's my lucky number, and a wristband that my friend designed for me that I did in the woods in Minnesota. This symbol in between the 8 and the alien head hasn't been identified yet according to the Grimes wiki, but it looks important to, like, something. Whoever's watching also should chime in if they know. You thought we were done with Delphine Noise toy tattoos? We're not. She also has this really cool middle finger tattoo from 2016. In July of 2018, she got these Lord of the Rings Elvish script tattoos on her other fingers. Hana, y'all remember Hana, right? Also got an Elvish tattoo because they were all hanging at Hana's house with Delphine. This was Hana's first tattoo, and it's a Gandalf quote from the movie. Grimes tattoos read, "Contradiction, be ready for war, and no shields allowed." These aren't quotes from Lord of the Rings. It also partially covers up the Greek meander that people were mistaken for a square wave. Right index finger ruler thing, no additional info on this one. The symbols of the 4 elements from the movie The Fifth Element, covered in 2016 and 2018 respectively. Multipass. Multipass. Holy shit, that took like 5 hours to fucking research and get through to find pics, and there's probably a lot more info, whatever, I'm just moving on to her hair, which is significantly easier. This was pointless. Like, you know how much work I went into this for what? So, Grimes has been through the fucking ringer with hair dye. Her natural hair color is brown, but literally who'd ever know? I have compiled a list of all iconic haircuts and colors throughout her career. Enjoy. I got Wingstop. Okay. I'm gonna just eat while I'm going through these. So, long black hair with turquoise ombre, long aqua blue hair, long platinum blonde hair with purple ombre, my personal favorite, half orange to black ombre, and half light pink to dark purple ombre, 2014 Art Angels era. Long purple hair, long platinum blonde hair with pink ombre, short platinum blonde hair, medium pink with bangs, long strawberry blonde, long black hair, medium chestnut, long dirty blonde hair with purple highlights, long orange hair, green, purple, pink. Yeah, this one. Long platinum blonde with black ends. Bonus round, turf bangs, medium black hair. Oops, I went too far, mean. Light pink, dirty blonde, yellow/orange, green, this swampy yellow green, black with blonde turf bangs. I'm probably missing something, but whatever. Crystal Ball music video. This is another one I would have put in a higher level, but Doesn't matter. Oh, I live in the city. Crystal Ball is the third track on the Dark Bloom EP, which is her split album from 2011 with Dion. A music video was briefly released the same year, but she subsequently took it down because it was a fucking mess. Grimes created a behind-the-scenes post on Arbutus Records blog spot titled Crystal Ball Music Video, a photo essay. So I thought it's about time I wrote a post about the Crystal Ball video shoot. Everyone involved was amazing and did way more work than was expected of them. Dion fell through ice into a freezing river and almost died, and at the end we accidentally made napalm and had to flee as fire trucks arrived to save the day. The director of photography was the amazing John Londono, and the director was a crazed foreigner named Tim Kelly. But despite hardship, the end results were incredible. We also shot everything in double time so it could all be in slow motion in the final version, which resulted in me listening to this sped up techno version of the song about 500 times. Insert unsupported Flash player link to the song sped up to 160%. The music video is available on YouTube. It's the second to the top when you look up the song. It's a bunch of people in black cloaks holding up and taking down this wind tube pipe thing, interspersed with shots of Grimes looking very mysteriously cool and gothic. Possibly this was the cult that she was in. Maybe this is where Duffy was. P.S. The correct ranking for Dark Bloom songs is Urban Twilight, Crystal Ball, Vanessa, Hydra, Orphea. Sorry, Dion, I don't really turn the vinyl disc over that often. Get I Prime's B-sides. So I'm probably just going to skip over this one because in the last video I did facts of B-sides where I just kind of covered all of her unreleased tracks because this isn't the proper use of the word B-side. And since we already covered Lethe and all of her songs with Devin Welsh, I don't think there's anything left actually. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've got all of her unreleased and unknown tracks like covered. At least Visions. I could make a YouTube or SoundCloud playlist that features all of the ones that are available, but I don't know. Moving on. Doesn't take showers rumor is true. So there's a running joke in pop culture that Grimes is gross and stinky and musty and doesn't shower. I mean, fans and the internet alike have taken it and kind of run with it, but it exists for a reason, and that's because it's not entirely baseless. Grimes has stated on multiple occasions that she prefers to shower once a week and doesn't understand the purpose of deodorant or frequent showering. To be fair, she did make these comments very early in her career, and she did seem to be joking. But I mean, she does appear a bit musty. Grimes herself has mainly been the person leading the joke. To be honest, it's hard to determine if it started out as a joke and continues as one, or if it wasn't a joke in the first place and still isn't one. It's really amusing, especially with Azalea Banks claiming that she smells like a roll of nickels. I've never met Grimes personally, but if we ever cross paths in the future, I'll let you guys know. Off Iceberg entries. As stated above in the tattoo interview, Grimes' lucky number is 8. I don't think she's ever given a specific reason as to why, but she has a lot of references to the number in her music, social media accounts, and art. Most notably the song 8 from Visions, the tattoo she has on her hand, and the addition of the number 8 somewhere in her social media handles since literally forever. Very cool. I personally do not have a really lucky number, but I suppose if I were to pick a favorite number, it would probably be 12. Has always stood out to me. I've always liked the numbers 9 and 12. I don't know why. Do y'all have favorite numbers? Let me know if you've made it this far. Oh no, the baby mama drama is coming up. I'm scared. Grimes AI Twitter bot and music side project. Last year in 2023, Grimes launched a side project called Grimes AI, where you can go online into her website, synthesize your voice into hers, and publicly release a song on streaming platforms featuring Grimes AI. It's actually pretty cool. She said it was to help people who are afraid to sing use their own voice and also to get recognition using her name, because clearly she doesn't want the recognition she gets from it anymore. In addition to licensing her voice for free, she also launched the Grimes Twitter bot, which is a bot that does exactly what you think it does. This bot is so fucking good at what it does. Some people believe that the Twitter account is a fake and Grimes is using it to personally tweet without facing social repercussions. I see what they're getting at, but it would make these interactions pretty strange. I'm gonna need my Wingstop for this one. This entry is titled Elon Baby Mama Drama.
This was the entry that stopped me from writing this iceberg for a while because the situation was still ongoing. I also still am not 100% sure about the proper timeline of events. I had to make a post on the /ZS subreddit asking others for help piecing together the story, and I couldn't really get a straight answer. So shout out user OK_exchange 729 for correcting errors in my original timeline. I'm vaguely using some of your writing. I'm fairly certain the situation has smoothed out as of March 2024. It appears we're not receiving much public information, and I didn't particularly want to cover it extensively anyways, but here we are. This is Elon Musk's baby mama drama. Mid-2023, a biography about Elon Musk by Walter Isaacson hit the shelves and shit hit the fan. It revealed that in 2021, Musk had fathered secret twins via IVF with longtime coworker and director of Neuralink, Siobhan Zillis. A description of the book by New York Times describes, in 2021, Elon Musk became the world's richest man and Time named him Person of the Year. Right about when Time was preparing that giddy announcement, 3 women whose ovaries and uteruses were involved in passing down the madcap man god's genes were in the maternity ward of a hospital in Austin. Musk believes a declining birth rate is a threat to civilization, and with his trademark tirelessness, is doing his visionary edgelord best to ward off that threat. Siobhan Zillis, a 35-year-old venture capitalist and executive at Musk's company Neuralink, was pregnant with twins, conceived with Musk via IVP, and was experiencing complications. He really wants smart people to have kids, so he encouraged me to, Zillis said. In a nearby room, a woman serving as a surrogate for Musk and his 33-year-old ex-wife, I don't know why people think they're married, ex-girlfriend, they were never married, Claire Boucher, a musician better known as Grimes, was suffering from pregnancy complications too, and Grimes was staying with her. I really wanted him to have a daughter so bad, Grimes said. At the time, Musk had 7 sons, including with Grimes, a child named X. Grimes did not know that Zillis, a friend of hers, was down the hall, or that Zillis was pregnant by Musk. Zillis' twins were born 7 weeks premature, and the surrogate delivered safely a few weeks later. A direct quote from the biography reads, "We learned that Musk's girlfriend Grimes was in an Austin hospital visiting a surrogate pregnant with their then secret second child in 2021. At the same time, Musk's employee Siobhan Zillis was in the same hospital, pregnant with then secret twins fathered by Musk via IVF, unbeknownst to Grimes. And we discover that Musk and Grimes have a third, previously unreported child named Technomechanicus Musk, bringing Musk's tally of known offspring to 11. 10 if we're counting the daughter that disowned him. In September of 2021, Elon Musk and Grimes semi-separated. Elon's twins were born to Siobhan in November, and Grimes' child Exa was born in December. The public learned about the twins 2 years later from the book's release in July of 2023. It's unclear whether Grimes knew about the IVF donation beforehand, but the speculation is that Grimes found out about Siobhan and Elon's secret twins when the twins' surnames were changed to Musk by Siobhan in April of 2023. Elon was reportedly the one who asked Siobhan if he would be okay with changing the twins' last names because he was sad that his elder transgender daughter Jenna had legally changed her last name to Wilson, which is his first wife's last name. The court documents making the name change public were what caused media attention and Grimes to find out that Elon had created another family behind her back. Siobhan also likely learned about Grimes' third child, Exa, from the book's release. Initially, when Grimes found out and confronted him about it, Elon allegedly treated it as a private sperm donation for Siobhan's business venture and children, thus not needing of her approval or knowledge. Yeah. Both Grimes and Siobhan, who were expecting children with Elon in 2021, seemed to know of each other and be friendly at the time, as evidenced by their previous interactions on Twitter, but again, neither of them knew about their secret children at this point. At the end of 2021, Grimes and Elon Musk separated again for unknown, unrelated reasons. Elon began seeing another woman named Natasha Bassett, until she allegedly dumped him in the summer of 2022, at which time he and Grimes start rekindling their on and off again relationship. Sidebar. In September 2022, Grimes posted a sad poem with the caption 4S that seems to hint at the theory that Siobhan stole the name that she was going to use for her daughter. Apparently she was going to use the name Valkyrie, but something happened with Siobhan, and now to my knowledge nobody has the name Valkyrie. So I'm a little confused, but I read it on the internet, so it must be true. There are inconsistencies in Isaacson's book. Technomechanicus Musk, nicknamed Tau, was likely conceived through IVF in early 2021 and born later that year. Despite being newborn, Tau does not appear in any of the book's pictures, so there's a chance that Isaacson probably mixed him up with Exa at the time. So in 2023, following the book's release, the media pressured
In 2023, following the book's release, the media pressure for a statement from Grimes was intense, leading her to post a response on Twitter. Hey, I would prefer to not breathe any more life into this current press cycle, but I want to de-escalate the narrative at the moment. I spoke with Siobhan at length finally, which was long overdue. This wasn't her fault. Please don't be angry with her. We respect each other a lot and we're excited to become friends and have the kids grow up together. I truly apologize for responding to Walter like that. As you can imagine, that was a very gut-level reaction to a thing that has been really hard for me. Communication about the twins wasn't handled super well in the past, but now I totally understand what happened and totally forgive the situation. Sidebar, I assume she said this because when Isaacson asked her about it for the book, she was probably in no state of mind to give a calm statement and went off the rails at him or something. Public doesn't really know. Women are so often pitted against each other. Speaking with Siobhan, it's evident she's an amazing human and we both just want what's best for our kids. I wish I could show you how cute little Techno is, but my priority right now is keeping my babies out of the public eye, so please respect that at this time. Bless C. Sidebar 2. One of C's close producer friends, Angel Fire, commented, "This doesn't sit right, to be honest, but you are wise and I support you. You have a big heart, C. I hope you protect it." Which makes us think that Grimes' statement on the situation is a bit further from reality than we think. Siobhan responds to Grimes, "At the end of the day, it all ended up for the best. Thank you for taking the time to really connect and understand. So glad we had such a wonderful talk. Was insanely overdue. You're a total badass and I respect you very much as well. I can't wait for kiddo playdate and congrats on baby Tao as well." After reconciling personally in late July 2023, Elon and Grimes happily traveled together to Italy and Japan. However, very shortly after or during their stay in Japan, as evidenced by a lack of photos of them together in the latter half of the trip, they seem to have had either another disagreement or breakup. At this point, Grimes took off to California with EXO and Tao, while Elon stayed in Texas with X and Siobhan, reportedly buying them a house in Austin for around $4 million. Siobhan begins posting almost taunting photos of the kids, so her twins with Elon and X. Then, under a tweet that features a photo of the children, Grimes very concerningly replies, "Tell Siobhan to unblock me and tell Elon to let me see my son or please respond to my lawyer. I've never even been allowed to see a photo of these children until this moment, despite this situation utterly ripping my family apart." Although we don't really know the specific reason, it seems that Elon possibly asked her to get out in order to not impact the release of his biography, which low-key paints him as a horrible father. Later on, Grimes posted that she had spoken again with Siobhan over the phone and they had personally sorted things out. However, 3 days later, we find out that Elon Musk was suing her for custody. 3 weeks later, Grimes countersues him with the inclusion of a standard restraining order that would prevent the children from being moved out of the state of California. The heavily redacted case file is available to the public and states that Musk sued to establish the parent-child relationship with his children, whatever that means. Elon's defense also claims that Grimes purposely moved to California in an apparent attempt to circumvent Texan jurisdiction. Again, I don't know what that means. The biography revealed that he is notoriously cheap, refusing to even buy a proper mattress or fill the fridge until absolutely necessary. Apparently, Texas caps monthly child support payments, so for their 3 children, Elon would only have to pay $2,760 a month. So, that checks out. An article about the case explains further. Additionally, the billionaire has asked the court to award Grimes a standard possession schedule for seeing the children, which would allow the singer to have the kids on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th weekends of the month, as well as for 1 month during the summer and some holidays. Musk is also requesting that all of Grimes' time with the children be spent in Travis County, Texas. This type of schedule, while common in custody disputes, makes little sense for this particular situation, as it would require Grimes to either move to Texas or constantly be traveling back and forth. Here's a Grimes tweet from October 2023 where she calls for people to sign a petition that would keep living in Austin, Texas more affordable. So clearly Texan laws and money have been on her mind. Sidebar again, she got chewed the fuck up in the comment by Texas residents who said that a closer look at the petition she shared shows that it's an awful idea because the unregulated and smaller condensed housing is not the answer to an already ultra-capitalist area like Austin. I'm just explaining what people said. I don't get it. So at this time, Grimes and Elon Musk had unfollowed each other on Twitter, and Grimes' Twitter account was unverified. Way to stick it to her, Elon. Siobhan Zillis then stepped down from the board of OpenAI and continued posting baity images of their family together in Texas. Siobhan goes out of her way to hide any comments that mention Grimes, so it's not like she's oblivious to what she's doing. The more concerning part of it is how Grimes historically went out of her way to hide her children's identity, and now it seems like Siobhan and Elon are purposely showing going off with X to like taunt her in a way. However, news articles claim that Zillis and Musk have never had a romantic relationship. Siobhan describes her relationship with Elon as one of the most meaningful friendships in my life by far. And in the biography, Isaacson described her as an intellectual companion and occasional video gaming partner. Her hair is still brown, so maybe, said someone on Reddit. If you didn't know, Elon Musk apparently has a thing for blondes. Basically all of his partners bleach their hair blonde after they start dating him. As someone who's accidentally almost solely attracted to bottle blondes, I get it. Anywho, without any information about the trial being publicly shared, all we get for updates is Grimes' current emotional state. So in September of 2023, she replied to a fan asking where the I Wanna Be software music video was. Well, I've said this many times, but I've had one of the single most traumatic events in my life this week. I'm definitely reconsidering everything about my life. I am still just trying to breathe and move out of shock, but I think I'm done with Grimes for a bit. A lot has been going on in my life for the past few years that I have mostly kept from the public. I may still do that out of respect for others, but the last few days taught me that without fundamental change, I'm gonna die from stress and my kids won't be okay. Maybe this is TMI, I'm just totally incapable of continuing to pretend that the situation has been remotely okay, or that I'm not on my last dregs and beyond mentally totally destroyed by what's been going on in my personal life. It's deeply affected my work, obviously. As much as I'd love to drop the video, I think I gotta figure out my family and health over the next few weeks. P.S. Sending all the good vibes. The video is looking really sick when we do actually get to drop it. Team was amazing and it reminded me DIY videos are the way. So we will get it to you, and thanks for asking. In December of 2023, Grimes announced her collab with Silicon Valley startup Curio on a line of AI-powered rocket ship plush toys called Grok. Sound familiar? Grok is also the name of the Twitter AI that Musk implemented on the platform the previous month. Curio claims that their AI product is not related to Musk's AI tool, and that Curio is in fact the trademarked owner of the name Grok. Trademark filings show that Grimes' team trademarked the name Grok in September, and Elon's team requested to trademark the name in October but were denied. Very sus. As of writing this, in early 2024, there has been no release of the I Wanna Be software music video, and Elon Musk is solely ever seen out with his son X, who looks a lot like Grimes. Really looks like Grimes. He takes him to normal father-son outings like baseball games, rocket launches, Auschwitz with Ben Shapiro. Grimes and Elon surprisingly seem to be on good terms as of right now. People tracking Elon Jet have said he started making trips to California again, so I assume they worked something out. But all further documents are sealed. This is all we know. Oh, sorry, I almost left out that Siobhan Zillis is currently pregnant. Father? Who fucking knows? Leftover questions, because this is a lot. Why did Musk deny Grimes the right to see their son? So full reason unknown, but reportedly Elon went a little after his daughter came out and cut him off, and he blames wokeism, because it couldn't be anything else. So it's possible he just wants control over his youngest kids, especially the boy, because he's, you know, like that. Are Grimes and Elon still together? No, they are not. But you want the honest truth? They're never gonna be separated. We got through it. Chelsea Manning. In mid-2022, during one of the times she had split from Elon, there was speculation that Grimes began dating activist and whistleblower Chelsea Manning. Chelsea Manning is most known for leaking classified documents to WikiLeaks of US military strikes in the Middle East, which subsequently led her to be charged with violating the Espionage Act and charged with 35 years behind bars. Obama cut her sentence short, so she only did 7 years in prison. And since her release, she's come out as a trans woman and transitioned. For some reason, that end part seems to be the detail people care most about. That's unfortunately kind of it. Neither party made comment about the rumors. I, for one, believe this was probably true. I could totally see them going on a date or two. I mean, why the fuck not? I think this actually makes sense. Endless Summer Tour. The Endless Summer Tour was a brief 2015 US concert tour by Lana Del Rey. Grimes, who is a longtime Lana Del Rey fan, got to open for Lana on this tour. Hannah, who was playing in Grimes' band at the time, also was with them, as well as Canadian singer Nicole Dollanganger, who was invited to play at some of the shows. Nicole Dollanganger! Canada. Why am I so fucking patriotic in my videos? I never say I'm Canadian as much as when I'm on video talking to YouTube. Grimes' favorite song from Honeymoon is Art Deco. There's a video from the Trash Chic Instagram of Grimes and Hannah imitating Lana from the Ultraviolence music video.
Look, I'm at the beach. My dream is coming true.
living this song.
And a fun fact, on one of the tour dates, Grimes and Hana were fangirling so hard backstage that security believed that they were fans who had snuck backstage to get a closer look at Lana and like tried to escort them out, being like, you can't be back here, and they're just like, no, we're the openers. Maya. Maya, most advanced yet acceptable. Twitter account @Maya972, Instagram Maya.GrimesBot, is another presumed dead side project from the Misanthropocene era. In May of 2019, Grimes posted links to these accounts from her main, and this is the first time we ever see the use of "a profound silence has entered the chat." Maya never posted anything past this, and if she did, they're gone now. Grimes at some point changed the bio on her Twitter account to fuck art and the Instagram handle to meme dia empire. I think it's pretty safe to say that Maya isn't making a comeback. She's with NPC now. Be a Body and Night music videos. More hidden music videos that Grimes never released because she's super insecure. Who would've guessed? On April 2011, she posted on Tumblr, Be a Body video stills. This might never see the light of day because it's a pre-4AD video, budget of $136. I'm thinking of using the footage for an elite gymnastics video, have to work it out with everyone else involved. Unfortunately, these are the only stills we get from the video, but there is an entire music video for Night music that she never uploaded to her channel. I don't know how appropriate this is for YouTube, so I'm going to call this Fairies Finish First. On February 3rd of 2022, Grimes tweeted an announcement for a new EP titled Fairies Finish First. In an interview for Zane Lowe of Apple Music 1 after the release of Shinigami Eyes, expected to be on Book 1, she expanded that Shinigami Eyes would be on this new EP, meaning that Player of Games was on nothing? And that this EP acts as a prelude to Misanthropocene. Oh, and Book 1 might be a double album. Possibly triple. I basically wrote the whole space opera thing, and this is the only song that wasn't this big narrative plot. Anyway, I actually do really like the song. Sorry, I'm just undermining the marketing strategy. I made a bunch of stuff, and I just want to make a bunch more stuff. There's just kind of more sonic conceptual ideas that I think I need to get done to make everything make more sense. And we kind of have 2 album covers, and it seems like a waste to throw one of them away. At this point, the general mood among fans was like, sure, Jan. Unfortunately, that feeling seemed to be right because nothing has been mentioned about this EP since. I believe it's been absorbed by the concept of Book 1 and Music for Machines. Actually, I don't know what happened to Book 1. Since recording the last video, she's changed it to, I think Music for Machines is first, which is the thing that, the techno, the house techno, the deep house. Not too into it. Princessa. In 2019, Grimes tweeted that she secretly uploaded a song to SoundCloud under another secret account. It took a while for fans to find it, so she gave a hint that it was called Princesa, written in Cyrillic, and it was found about a week later under a random account called Dark. Dark was actually supposed to be like Grimes' alter ego during the Misanthropocene era, hence the song My Name is Dark. Anyways, Princesa is a cute little 2-minute song. Kind of reminds me of her track Angel, which is actually, I think, a B-side from Visions. Like, I actually think that's the proper use of the word B-side, I think, this time. I don't want to be that person, but truly, like, Art Angels and before, that shit, inject it into my soul. I love it. And then there's everything else. I'm gonna have to bring the spooky music back for this one. Content warning for the upcoming things that I'm going to put on the screen. Look after yourselves. Skip if you need. See you on the other side. Felurian 8. Welcome to the Iceberg Part 3 to everyone from the r/Grimes subreddit who skipped immediately to this part of the video to see what I had to say. You know how I said I wrote about Elon's baby mama drama last? Yeah, no, I wrote about this last because this was the... I'm hesitant to even talk about it because it's speculation, and really, really heavy speculation at that. Like, this isn't like a, oh, Grimes is weird type of thing. This is like... if I'm gonna catch an NDA, it'll be from the following. So essentially, it is heavily suspected with good reason that Grimes has a private Twitter account called Felurian 8. It was created in June of 2017 and it's active to this day. How do we know it's from Grimes and why do we care? Well, I mean, just look at it. The only information we get from this account is from public accounts who respond to their tweets, which for the most part are all Grimes' close friends. Hana, Bloodpop, and Livbori constantly reply to tweets from this account. Grimes has consistently said that she does have private accounts to
troll. So Florian 8 being one of these doesn't really surprise us. The issue is that since 2019, some responses made to hidden Florian 8 tweets have been slightly concerning. In 2023, her friends began tweeting the account heartfelt messages seemingly related to her and Elon's then ongoing lawsuit. Furthermore, there are replies that don't really leave much to the imagination about how outlandish her real opinions might be. Now, Florian 8 hasn't necessarily drawn any super bad attention to Grimes. However, it sets the stage for another one of her suspected private accounts, DeLilFae. So, 2 years ago, a Reddit account under the username DeLilFae was found responding to some relationship posts on r/AmITheAsshole and relationship advice. The account even made a now deleted post titled "What to Do About Father Abandoning Family." The way the replies are written and the content within them align very much with what we know about Grimes, and if this is true like speculated, gives more backstory to what conspired between her and Elon that led to the breakup. My boyfriend got cold feet before our child was born and it was his kid. He left me for the whole last month and was working overseas while I struggled alone. I think regardless of the conception of the child, this time can be very hard on men. He's being a fucking asshole, but that said, men don't have as many emotional outfits. They don't know how to handle these things. Top it all off, one day she posted an Instagram story showing her personal Spotify profile, which was named DeLilFae, which apparently she changed the name of one day after screenshots of the Reddit posts surfaced. I don't know how people keep track of this. A quick search on Twitter and TikTok then revealed accounts named DeLilFae that had been active since 2015. The TikTok account isn't too important. This comment, however, really does look like Grimes typing, but what was found on the DeLilFae's Twitter was concerning. Now, before I get into the DeLilFae tweets, I want to re-emphasize that there is no concrete proof of this account belonging to Grimes like there is to Florian 8. So this account, DeLilFae, whoever they may be, are very aggressive. In 2021, replies to one of their deleted tweets suggested that the user was a woman in her 30s making very direct body-shaming comments to young girls. This is corroborated by the fact that this person seems to have an obsession with weight and eating disorders, because most of their tweets attacking random people have to do with body image. This is a super loose link, but Grimes has been open about her eating disorder in the past and was rumored to be on that pro-anorexia board, and did, out of the blue, call Azalea Banks fat during their heated exchange. There are other things that would also hypothetically connect Grimes to this person, but like I said, nothing too concrete. This person uses slurs, is anti-vax, anti-pronouns, straight, and kinda tweets like Azalea Banks fused with an angry pop crave commenter. You're not a sociopath, you just want to be perceived as one. The real truth is that you're a garden variety, limp dick LARPer trying to feign a troubled mystique. The only thing gayer than a man roller skating with rainbow ribbons is a man who cares too much. You're pathetic. Ghost written by Azalea Banks. You want my honest opinion? I don't think that it's her. The way that they tweet is way too formal in public. On the off chance this is her, man, what the fuck? Either way, fuck whoever this is. However, this does lead into our next entry, because unfortunately Grimes hasn't been a stranger with being associated to very bigoted beliefs. Welcome to schizoposting. So in the past few years, Grimes has both posted and liked things that are questionable, to say the least. I'm following a master thread on the Grimes subreddit that has documented a lot of the stuff she's interacted with, so I'm just gonna start going with it. Claire has been actively engaging with a lot of racist individuals and movements recently. These aren't the type of people whose racism can be debated. These are card-carrying, out and proud racists who are known mainly for their racism and whose life work or entire personas revolve around racism. That and several racist Twitter accounts that no one could claim to follow accidentally or misinterpret. Firstly, she follows this person, Spurgler Acolyte, on her main account. He tweeted a joke based on a racist meme, which Grimes liked. She unfollowed him briefly after people took notice online, but as of the end of 2023 to right now, she has refollowed him. He is constantly posting things that are super political and reference Hitler. I do not know or care if this is some trolling or really outrageous form of upper-class humor that I'm just not tapping into, but it does seem like this guy is a Nazi. There's also this guy, Boreal Baron, who both she and Spurgler follow on Twitter. Boreal Baron reposted a person from Reddit who pointed out that Grimes is following him, saying, "Grimes' biggest Antifa stalker found this post, and them claims that I am an even more sinister Nazi. Nonsense. I don't carry any hate in my heart. I'm a moderate who wants to reduce the 40% accident rate that his community has. Praying for peace." She also posted a photo with a parent friend, Razib Khan, who wrote for a publication by Richard Spencer, a very famous American neo-Nazi.
It's Pepe's become kind of a symbol.
A quick Google search of Razib Khan reveals he was dropped from writing from the New York Times due to a history with racist far-right online publications. Here's a large Reddit thread that goes more into depth about this guy. Razib Khan is super, extremely, transparently gross. He's the guy making the argument why we need to literally remove all black people from the planet as an act of mercy so they don't drag down the average IQ with interbreeding. Claire should not be seen with him. If she ain't a Nazi, she will address this as a mistake. Don't hold your breath. Thanks for reading. Another one of her friends, Curtis Yarvin, who is the creator of computing program Yerbit, openly expressed racist views under his alter ego Mencius Moldbug during a random pro-slavery spiel he went on during a 2016 tech conference. I'm not sure what he's been doing since, but in 2023, Grimes DJ'd at his birthday party and posted art she drew for him. So yes, they are friends. I'm reading off the thread for this, but in December 2023, Grimes attended a holiday fundraising party for magazine Palladium, which was founded by problematic figure Jonah Bennett. There's even a parody Twitter account mocking Jonah Bennett for his alt-right beliefs. Palladium receives much of its capital investment from Peter Thiel, who Grimes had also previously done a private DJ set for in January of 2022. He's known for hosting free speech conservative conferences. Sure, you can kind of guess what goes on there. If I can find that video of the angry Republicans paying money to kick the fake dummy of Joe Biden, I'll put it up. Grimes publicly tweeted about her participation in both Hereticon, which is the free speech conservative conference, and the Palladium party. There are many pictures that show Grimes together with her own friends and magazine's current editors. In mid-2022, an interview with celebrity eugenics couple was published on Business Insider that reveals that Grimes had been meeting with them and possibly getting involved with their eugenics cause. Not a sentence I ever thought I would read. Neither parties after this came out said anything about it. However, Grimes had been open in the past about sharing Elon's pro-natalist views. The couple, Simone and Malcolm Collins, have promoted themselves as an elite couple breeding to save mankind. I'm sure you've seen the article because it went viral for being stupid. The Collinses had a mutual friend who had been encouraging them to fly to Austin to meet with Claire Boucher, the musician known professionally as Grimes, who is the mother of 2 of Musk's children. It makes sense considering that Musk, who has fathered 10 known children with 3 women, is the tech world's highest profile pro-natalist. He has been open about his obsession with Genghis Khan, the 13th century Mongol ruler whose DNA can still be traced to a significant portion of the human population. One person who has worked directly with Musk and spoke on the condition of anonymity for this article recalled Musk expressing his interest in early as 2005 in populating the world with his offspring. Ugh, why does he like Canadian bitches so much? If I was blonde, I'd be his type. Directly from the thread. When Claire says she dedicates her life to the mission, what she's talking about are the accelerationist, technophilic, eugenic goals of people like Yarvin, Musk, and the Collinses. The mission is colonizing Mars with eugenically selected women, Claire being one of them. This is where the obsession with Dune, Lady Jessica, calling herself mitochondrial Eve, Martian technocracy, etc. comes from. Grimes has also tweeted using the word return, with a V replacing the U on several occasions, which seems inconspicuous enough, but apparently the phrase return to Europa stems from a racist alt-right group, and furthermore, even her just replacing the U to a V is apparently an alt-right dog whistle to identify each other. Other accounts she follows on Twitter include Andrew Tate, yes, that Andrew Tate, the Hellenist, an account that talks a lot about blaming the collapse of the Roman Empire on Jewish people and being a Nazi. Ayala, who is a controversial tech figure who apparently practices and hosts BDSM orgies for the elites. She's come under fire for posting some creepy tweets and polls about children that seem like super pedophilic in nature. Literal brain rot, some of these takes. Believe it or not, this is kind of keeping it brief. You get the gist of it. Everything is available in full over on Reddit or Twitter if you want to look. I have no idea how close Grimes actually is to any of these people, but it's really hard to believe she's totally ignorant to all of it. She labeled her friend group as elite schizoposters. So make of this what you will, but they totally all could just be schizoposting. In case you need any further explanation to what schizoposting is, here's an explanation of it from our lovely next entry, Landau. Reminder that in ancient Greek, schizophrenia translates to split, schizo, plus mind/soul, phrenia. In other words, a splitting of the soul. Thus, schizoposting translates to split posting / shredded posting, which is coincidentally goated. Brush up on your ancient Greek. Landau, I'm not really sure exactly what she does. but she works in artificial intelligence at the University of Montreal. She's well known amongst Grimes fans for being one of her closest problematic friends, who she continuously interacts with. Lan apparently identifies as an alt-centrist, and has some questionable tweets that I don't think I have the brain power to translate into terms that make sense. I asked the Grimes subreddit for help on the Landau thing because all I could find were tweets that were like kind of subtle, you know? It doesn't leave much to the imagination, but it wasn't concrete enough proof for me to just be like, this girl's a Nazi. Very strange. Make of that what you will. God, the fucking Canadian bitches. Like, what the hell is going on? Do I continue on with the Nusi Cuero stuff? I guess I should. Nusi Cuero is an LA-based fashion designer and artist, having worked closely in the past with Grimes, who had praised him for being a good friend and collaborator. Early 2023, a sexual assault allegation was made against him, which prompted many, many more women who he had worked with to come forward against him with boatloads of proof. He posted an 8-post-long notes app speech, because it really wasn't an apology, basically dancing around the whole situation, never directly mentioning it, and instead focusing on his plight as an artist or whatever. Knowing that Grimes considered Nusi a close friend, fans expected Grimes to make a public statement of some kind, which I personally think is a little bit pushy and invasive to ask of her right away, but... A fan said to her on Twitter, still ignoring the Nusi Cuero allegations I see, to which Grimes responded, I don't work with PR, so I'm just me. Nusi has been a close friend, so I'm just grieving, processing, and listening to people. Please allow me some time to think what to say. I only want to say something if it can be constructive and helpful to people. However, as of September-October 2023, she has been publicly working with and supporting Nusi Cuero again. In early 2024, he responded to a tweet from another one of Grimes' suspected private troll accounts, like Flurian8, asking her to hang out. This other private account, ScholarsMate8, is very similar to her other private accounts and seems to where she's been shifting most of her private tweeting over the past few years. 3 months ago, a bunch of Grimes friends responded to a tweet from this account with a congratulations that seemed to insinuate that she had finally been reunited with her son X after Elon basically took off around the world with him. There are a lot of other responses that paint half of the conversation being had, a lot of which relate to personal and family issues that I really don't feel like is important to getting into. I will say that out of all of the things that I've said about Grimes in the channel, I have kept an air of trying to defend her, I suppose, just because I do believe I guess have a soft spot for her. But I don't know. These entries did genuinely upset me to read about, and I'm sure they're upsetting to some of you guys to hear about. You never truly know what somebody believes or is thinking, ever. But that's why we don't get too close to artists and people we don't know. I wish you could have told 16-year-old me that.
Another dawn, another day, folks. I'm back. I think this is the last video I have to take for the Grimes Iceberg. It's a little bit sad. Just a little bit. I'm scrolling to where I need to. Okay. Chairman Door 88 YouTube channel. Chairman Door 88 is Grimes' secret YouTube channel from 2010 to 2012. There are only 5 videos on it. A video titled Grimes that features her track Dragavandil from Hafaxa with eerie slow motion clips of children performing at dance competitions. A silent 11-second preview from the Vanessa music video. This really cute video of Claire playing with a cat. Not Voignamir, who is hiding under a blanket. 3divasagain.m4v, video self-explanatory, song Grindin' and Shaken by Yo Majesty. And then the same video again, but this time with the text 3 Divas DJ Night coming this Saturday. She's only subscribed to Beyonce, Christina Aguilera, Rihanna, Lady Gaga, and indie label Domino Recording Company. I thought since I covered a lot of heavy stuff in this layer that I would end on something a little bit lighter. I'm going to reiterate something I said at the end of the last entry, and that is, after everything we just heard, it's understandable that some people are very disappointed in Grimes right now. There definitely are things that Grimes has done and said that directly go against my morals, and I've been incredibly upset to learn of certain things just by researching this iceberg. Based on all current available information, I'm making the personal decision to keep myself around the fandom at a safe and more neutral distance, but your decision might be different than mine.
I don't want anyone to base their opinions on Grimes solely off of this series, because although I'm really trying my best, the line between what's fact and what's rumor is like very hard to draw. I've probably skipped over some really important parts of these entries. I don't know. I have in the previous parts, so don't take my word as 100% fact. So PSA over. We're gonna move on to layer 5. This is the end. Katy Perry, Rihanna meetup possession. So most of the stuff on layer 5 is just kind of made up, and I feel like I should have just remade the iceberg hits entirely before recording this, but I'm just gonna keep these in because I don't know. But I'm sure you guys have seen that photo of Katy Perry, Rihanna, and Grimes where Katy and Rihanna look normal and Grimes look like she just crawled out of the sewer from 2013. Yeah, so I think the basis of this entry is the fact that nothing has been the same since that image was taken. Since that meme, since the world first saw Grimes, she cemented herself as the weird musty person. I don't know, maybe there was a demon at that event and this is the first night that it came out. I would argue she was musty before 2013, but really I don't know who's to say. Anyways, she solidified her nickel-smelling fate. Conceivement of X led to collapse. Okay, so similar to the above entry, it's kind of the same thing, except instead of Katy Perry and Rihanna causing the possession and the collapse of Grimes' career, it was actually the conceivement of her first child, XAA12, with Elon Musk. I'm more willing to believe this one is true as opposed to the above one because I associate Elon Musk with her collapse. I mean, has anyone really felt real since the XAA12 memes? Those were funny as fuck. Future veneration as a Canadian saint. I can't find any fucking information about this, so I assume it's kind of maybe a new fandom inside joke that I'm not a part of. Arizona exile. See Siobhan drama section? I assume this is related. I don't know. Anarcho-Grimesism. This entry is also kind of made up. I can't find any information about it. Most likely this is the name that could be given to Grimes' new belief system, as opposed to alt-centrist, or Martian technocracy, which is the more fancy fascist term for it, I think. Grimes is an undercover anti-tech agent. Some people, mostly fans in denial, believe that Grimes' connection to Musk and all of these AI people is because she's secretly working undercover to destroy the tech industry from the inside out, because she's actually like a very good person who's trying to save us all from AI and humanity and tech and stuff. So basically just like the opposite of what she's doing now. She's a mole. I like that one tweet more that's like, Grimes is actually a social experiment to see what would happen if we sent Boxy to Juilliard. If you don't know who Boxy is, grow the fuck up. Off iceberg entries, aka things that I kind of have added last minute / are just cool, interesting. We got some stuff. Grimes Coachella 2024. I watched this shit happen in real time. As of writing this, it says last night. And as I was watching it, I was like, fuck, there's no way I'm not going back and adding this. So when the Coachella 2024 lineup was announced, fans were excited to see a certain somebody whose name was on the bill. Based on her previous sets and the slot she was put in, it assumed, yeah, it was gonna be a DJ set. But, I mean, we still had some hope. Leading up to Coachella, she was teasing a lot of new AI art visuals and new music, but she never specifically mentioned whether or not she'd be playing live, so everyone was like, oh my god, maybe? Fast forward to Coachella in April of 2024, and it maybe would have been better if she just picked up the microphone, because she is currently being hailed as having the worst set in Coachella history. Frank Ocean fans debate. I mean, I don't think it was pretty bad. So first of all, it was a DJ set. And the entire time she had visuals behind her that was like morphing AI visuals. It really rubbed some people the wrong way, just that in of itself. But then, according to Grimes, she wrote a statement on Twitter basically saying there was something really fucked up with her record box, which is the DJing software she's using, where her tempos were changed to 2 times speed and beyond, and she was unable to fix them using the sync button. So she had to do them manually by ear live. I know the basics of DJing. I have not made a mix without clanging it, so I get it, but also I'm not performing at Coachella. She played for an hour and a half, every 5 minutes stopping the track and awkwardly yelling into the mic, "Fuck! Tech difficulties!" It was very awkward. They're calling it a breakdown. I don't really think it was a breakdown, to be honest.
I've seen her do worse.
I am going to handle this. Alright, let's try this again. Y'all, don't judge me for being bad at calculating things. You know, being bad at math is not a sin. What the That was actually me. That time that was actually me. Okay.
But it was basically every transition between songs were fucked up. You could tell in certain songs when the tempo suddenly changed or another track suddenly started, the bass would cut out. She'd be playing with the high and the low frequencies like super often, and it just wouldn't. There was a lot of issues, and she did not make it any better every time she spoke into the mic to tell the crowd about her tech difficulties, because she was like hardcore slurring her words and didn't seem like she knew what she was doing, unfortunately, which is the natural Grimes way of things. Because she stopped her set so many times to talk when she played her last song, which was Genesis, we got through a minute and a half of the sped up nightcore version of it, and then the whole thing went blank. Apparently, videos of Grimes' Coachella set are being pulled en masse off of the internet, so I don't have any. It's on you to find it. I logged on Twitter to see what was going on with Grimes' Coachella that day, and my entire timeline was just like, girl, walk off, just walk off, stop talking, just stop, just cut the music, go. Week 2 was better, although she did every now and then stop and apologize for tech difficulties, because you could hear definitely at some points where she was clanging the mix. I don't know if that's the term I use, DJing wise, clanging the mix, where it just doesn't sound between transitions. A lot of people who are professional DJs have come forward and been like, this is apparently a very easy problem to fix if she was just a good DJ. I can't really speak on that because I'm a bad DJ, so I don't know what was going on. I'll leave that to the professionals to discuss. From the outsider's perspective, it was pretty bad. It was pretty embarrassing, I guess, at this point in her career. Also, funny how worlds collide. She played Obsessed by Sophie Powers featuring Ashley Sienna, which was produced by my friend Liam. Liam and Ashley are two of my good friends, so it's funny to see things come full circle. Liam was like, hey, Grimes is playing one of our songs at Coachella, just thought I'd let you know. And I'm like, if you meet her, you have to fucking call me, because I want to be there. But yeah, don't smoke my blunt, bitch. In 2012, rapper Tragic uploaded a music video to her channel for a song called Don't Smoke My Blunt Bitch by LSD. The video lets us know that the band, LSD, is Tragic, rapper Krayshawn, producer Blood Diamonds, now Blood Pop, and Grimes. The beat is disgusting. Thanks, C, produced by Grimes. They're just trolling the industry. This is her first toe dipped into schizoposting. I wish we could go back. I'll just play Grimes' part where she screams into a banana. Not on streaming platforms, y'all. I'm sorry. Bop though. Eco-friendly rider. Riders are documents that performers send to the booker detailing their performance requirements, water bottles, specific kinds of alcohol, etc. In 2013, Grimes posted her own rider on Tumblr, and it's exactly what you'd expect it to be like. I don't know if anyone cares about reading this stuff, but I'm like obsessed with reading other people's riders, lol. Very important. The artist requires that everything is conducted in as green and eco-friendly a manner as possible backstage. Requests reusable cutlery, no styrofoam or plastic, etc. Please do not provide any candy or any items aside from the items listed on the rider below in an effort to minimize waste. I also assume that this rule is in place to limit her having a sugar rush before going on stage.
There's no candy allowed in the dressing room because otherwise I only eat candy.
Please see the following special request by the artist. If possible, one cute bulldog, French bulldog, pug, or Pomeranian, or other cute animal such as a chinchilla or Pekingese to visit and hang out, but who gets to leave before too much loud noise is heard so they do not hurt their ears. It is important that if said animal visits, they have a safe place to return home to. LOL. Yes, the LOL is actually in there. Adopt a dog at a Grimes show. I'm not insane. I have vivid memories of Grimes partnering with an animal shelter at the beginning of the Art Angels tour in an initiative to have live cat and dog adoptions. I'm not going crazy. I swear to God this happened. Obviously, it didn't work because the animals were scared of the sounds in the busy environment, so it only got cut after like 1 or 2 shows. I don't know how any of this got by a team of industry personnel or the shelter people for that matter. I guess it was a cool idea in theory. I can't find any information on it, but I swear to God this happened. So even though there's nothing on screen right now, one of you know what she did that. I swear she did. Gedi Prime's era music videos. Did you know that the songs Venus and Fleurs, Beast Infection, Gambang, and Rasic have music videos? That is so incredibly random. Venus and Fleurs was also used in an American Horror Story ad, which makes like a lot of sense. The video for Venus and Fleurs is like 3 minutes of cinematic shots of birds. Video for Rasic is 2 minutes of trippy geometric imagery. Video for Beast Infection is also 2 minutes of geometry. And the video for Gambang allegedly exists. Okay, maybe this entry isn't as exciting as it sounds. Just me, or does Gambang sound like a super summery song? I always associate it with like ultra hot days. It's so hazy and nostalgic sounding to me. I'm not really sure why. It's a true Dune tune. I love Poppy more than Tesla. In mid-2021, these billboards started vaguely popping up around LA. No further information was given at all. The theory is that these billboards were put up by Poppy's team to promote her upcoming album, because I do assume that this is something that Grimes probably said at some point as a joke. Maybe. Weird moment in time. I can't believe everybody kind of forgot about this. It just like sticks around in my brain sometimes. Like, what the fuck was that? Was that Grimes? Was that Poppy? Was that an unrelated party? Why was it only in LA? There was no information on any of it. Weird.
It's time for you to leave Hollywood, Poppy. No. Nobody wants you here. Why? Don't you know that everyone hates you? Why? You need to get out of here now. Stop this. Don't you know who I am? Grimes. You're gonna pay.
Electrocuted on stage and other on-stage injuries. Grimes nearly dies every single time she steps on stage, and unfortunately, the Art Angels Acid Rain and Rhinestone Cowgirls tours proved to be very physically challenging for her. On stage, Grimes has chipped and broken her teeth, projectile vomited, performed in foot casts, and at her show in Dublin on the Art Angels tour, she was actually electrocuted by her guitar pedal. There is a video of it. It doesn't really show much other than her going to touch the pedal and immediately getting like shocked and recoiling and then ripping her ears out. Very yikes. The last time Grimes has publicly knowingly performed was actually back at the start of 2018 for some kind of event with Stella McCartney, I think. All of her performances since then have either been privately scheduled, pre-recorded, DJ sets, interpretive dances, etc., not like live singing with Mike. Sometimes I do get really sad because I understand that I don't think I am ever going to see Grimes perform live, not like she used to at least. All of those crazy live performances at festivals where she's jumping up and down, she's the crowd in her hand, and she's actually like hitting the drums live in Venus Fly, I miss it. Looking back at it though, I understand that Grimes, it's taken a lot physically and mentally on her, so I get why she's taking back from live performing. It just definitely sucks from a fan's perspective. Not that I want her to get electrocuted on stage, but I'd rather see her live playing a guitar and singing than spinning a DJ set of other people's songs. Maybe that's just me. Quite zealot YouTube. I have a theory that she tried to log back into Chairman Door 88 to upload this video in 2014, but some years had passed and she had forgot the password because she always does. Enter Quiet Zealot. 83 subscribers. Filmmakers merged to create artistic tribute to Boney M. That's it. Trashy stuff, I think. Our final entry on layer 5 is Marzi. I put too much work into this goddamn series to not include myself as an entry. I recorded part 1 and part 2 of The Iceberg around the start of last year and then the summer of last year, and I didn't expect that people were actually going to stick around and enjoy my channel and enjoy what I do, and I just want to say, like, I'm very, very fucking grateful for it, that the universe has allowed me to start building I don't want to say career as like a content creator or whatever, but as an artist, as a creative person on a platform that's not TikTok, on a platform that actually respects and admires the hard work and hours I put into things, rather than sending it off to the algorithm and waiting for the TikTok monkey to just like pick something to send to people and go viral. It really makes me feel happy that YouTube is still a viable option for creators, and it's a place where I get to show off what I'm best at, and that is pre-recorded, very well thought out, planned, long form stuff. So I'm a yapper at heart. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. I can't believe I'm done this series. It almost feels sad. I've probably missed some things, which I'm very, very sorry about. But for the most part, I think I've covered what's most important. I hope that I don't get sued by Grimes or her team. I don't see why. I mean, all this stuff is like public information on the internet. But nevertheless, I'm happy to have a career as a YouTuber. Not really. Yeah, now this series is over. I don't know what to do. If you're gonna ask me for more Grimes content, you can shove it up your ass, because what else is there to talk about, really? I've covered it all. We'll see how my channel goes from here on out, but I'm very excited for those who stick around and those who have watched to this very point and are with me sitting here right now, because damn, even though you're just a camera, my YouTube statistics say that you are also 100,000 people, which is insanity to me, that 100,000 people, more than, would watch me speak for more than half an hour, but that's the series. One final thing. She's over here. When I was crazy, back in like 2018, 2019, I made a Grimes doll. This is Misanthropocene. I found an old doll that had purple hair, because Grimes had purple hair at the time, and she said that Misanthropocene was covered in oil, like ivory and oil. So I covered her in ivory oil, and I gave her Claire's leg tattoo, and I gave her her makeup, and I gave her a sash that says Misanthropocene. So now she just sits over in the corner, and every now and then I'm like, hey guys, look at my Grimes doll. And they're like, why do you have a Grimes doll? And I'm just like, you can Google me, you can Google my name and Grimes, and this'll show up. That's the explanation you get. Adios. I don't want to leave. It's very sad. I made it to the end of the series without eyebrows. I don't want to say bye!